Hi, my name is Paul and I like to go places. And if you're new here, my name is Paul and I like to go places. So in today's video, I think what we're going to do is take the Overland rig out for a camping trip, and what I'm going to try and do is find a spot that I believe is called Hook Lake. This is a wreck site that I recently stayed at while I was evacuated from my house in Kelowna due to wildfires. So I think what we're going to do is head out there and see if we can find a free spot. So right now we're on the side of, I think it's Highway 5A, which runs between Princeton and the Okanagan Connector, close to where Merritt is. And what we've done is turned off on this forestry road. I think it's called Dillard. I could be mistaken, but I'll do an overlay on the screen here of where exactly we are. And basically what we're going to do is follow this road, and there's a couple turns we'll need to make and eventually end up at a wreck site for Hook Lake. So let's go. Okay, so there comes a split in the road, and I think this is the actual main road that kind of goes off to the right. Basically what you need to remember is it's after you pass under the power lines, then you hang to the right. And then I think we follow this for some time until we get to another forestry road that kind of branches off of this one, if I can remember how to get there. This is a pretty rough road. You don't really need clearance on this road, but it's like they built this road out of large rocks, and it's just miserable driving on it sometimes. So yeah, anyway, I'll see if I can remember the next turn we have to make here. Okay, I think this is actually it. It's just this little road off to the right here. It's not actually what I was thinking, but so there's a bit of a clearing there, and then some logged area here, obviously, because the trees are pretty young. Yeah, there's no signage that indicates a different logging road. I think that was a different route that I took to get here the first time around, which was a mistake. I actually ended up going much further, I believe, and then coming down through the underneath the power lines, and apparently that was just a terrible idea because it was rougher than it had to be. So this, I'm fairly sure, is the right road. And oh. Hello, Mr. Cow. Hi. How are you? Hello. Hi there. Hello. Oh my God, I love cows. So this time of year, there's going to be cows all over the place. Because I guess this is just like an open range or whatever. Oh, jeez. No, don't run in front of me. Just clear off the road, yes. So, yeah, I guess whoever's got like grazing rights to this land, I'm pretty sure we're on Crown land right now. So they release their cows out here, and you see them running around all over. And the road to get to where we're going, I don't believe requires four-wheel drive. I'm not using it. It's not terrible. You will need to have some decent clearance though, so I would probably not recommend trying to bring a car out here. It does get a little bit rough in some places here. So I don't think we're that far. I think I'll just pick up when we're actually close to the wreck site. Okay, I think we're pretty close now. You'll end up kind of underneath where the power lines are. you'll see these here. And yeah, originally I came up the other direction underneath the power lines. So there's a like an ATV type trail that goes under those lines, and I was in the Jeep here. And that was making it much harder than it had to be in order to get to the site. But, oh yeah, there's the lake right there. Anyway, the road here, you have to actually slow down quite a bit when you approach the wreck site, because there's some brutal bumps. And yeah, so I came in originally from that direction, which went up there, and yeah, it's not really the best way to get here. But anyway, oh yeah, so watch out for those bumps that are up here. Okay, there we go. Oh man. So we have the campsite all to ourselves. And there we have it. Hook Lake recreation site. So I think what we're gonna do is pick a spot and get set up. Okay, so this is, I suppose, okay. I do have leveling blocks in the back as well, so I think I might just move it down here slightly to kind of even it out, because I think it's a little bit slanted. Yeah, I don't really like that, but yeah, I'll use some leveling blocks before we pop the tent up. But yeah, so there's actually a number of picnic tables in here, and there is outhouse right up in there. I did have to come up here when I was evacuated from my house in Kelowna last week, and it was also empty that time. And it's a very quiet, peaceful place here. I think the one time I did see other people here, they weren't camping, they were out in a boat, probably fishing or something, so. But yeah, this is Hook Lake. It's very nice here. And I don't think I'd actually want to try swimming in this water. It's not too cold. I'd be a little concerned about like leeches and stuff. I really don't know what sort of weird things you'd find in this water. So yeah, I think at some point though I will want to bring. I've got an inflatable kayak I want to try out, and I think it would actually be a pretty nice spot to try it out, especially because it's got the dock here. So yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's annoying bugs. Oh, get off. Oh my god. These very large bugs that just like follow you, and they're super annoying. It's windy here though, so no mosquitoes. That's good. One downside though is there is a campfire ban all over the place because of massive wildfires all over the place. So can't have a fire. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unload the bike, and then I think I might take a quick ride just before I lose all the light, and then I will work to finish setting up camp here. So yeah, time to have some fun, I think. All right, I just got back from taking a ride in the dirt bike. I got back onto the main road that we were on, and then I continued way beyond, and I found that I think it's Hornet Forestry Service Road, which is the way that I originally came to this campsite, and that was coming in from this direction instead of where we were over there. And I believe the Hornet Forestry Service Road eventually connects back up with that highway to Princeton, if you follow it long enough. So yeah, anyway, I got some leveling blocks put in here. I mean, it's not exactly level, but it's good enough. And we've got the ladder set up that I've got connected directly onto this frame here, because originally it's supposed to attach right to the tent, but the angle, because the tent isn't wider than the Jeep, the angle just wouldn't work out very well. So anyway, all we have to do is undo the latches here, and the hydraulic things do the rest. And you just take this little elastic or bungee cable type material down there, just put it down there. That kind of like pulls the tent together as you're compressing it. So, and yeah, that's basically all there is to it. There's the front kind of main door there, and then we've got side doors. And I usually don't bother putting in the little arms that attach this to like down in here, which kind of holds that up. Unless I had a good view of something out that side, but you know, that's that's what I'm looking at, right? So yeah, there's really no point. So, and I'm not gonna bother pulling the awning out because, yeah, I mean, it's not really getting any sunlight right here. I don't really need it. It's not raining or anything, so. But yeah. Oh, looks pretty neat. And I actually forgot to bring a lot of my food. I do have food for breakfast tomorrow and coffee, but that's actually all I brought. So I had to go to the Save On Foods in Merritt, and this is what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight: a breakfast sandwich and a broccoli salad. I love breakfast sandwiches. I'm basically addicted to them. So when I was camping out here while I was evacuated from Kelowna because of the wildfires, I was going to the Save On Foods pretty much every evening to get breakfast sandwiches. So yeah. But I mean, camp is basically set up. All I have to do is throw the sleeping bag in there, and that's pretty much all there is to it. And one thing I'll note, I did actually go out and get a memory foam topper, and I actually didn't realize what size I actually needed, so I ended up buying one that was too small. Although it's probably good, because the smaller size, because it only goes out to right here, whereas the actual mattress goes out further, so you can kind of see where the memory foam topper is here. But because it's not the full size as the original mattress, I can still fit it inside this little, I don't know, sheet that goes over the original mattress. So otherwise it would be sitting on top of that, and I'd have to get some sort of other sheet to go over it. I don't know, whatever. I think it works. But I am actually going to close this though, because I don't want bugs in here. And yeah, it's all dry. Okay. One thing I noticed when I was camping in this originally, it does get a lot of condensation inside. So I think when I actually go to sleep, I'll kind of leave a bit of an opening on the top there. Not on the mesh side, but with the actual privacy curtain thing, whatever the hell you call it. I don't know. Anyway, the sun is kind of going down, so I'm going to eat my food, and then I might actually grab the drone and fly it for a bit, just to show you the rest of the lake. But it is a little bit windy, so we'll see. So I think we're getting until about 8 o'clock here, and we're losing the light. And it's a bit chilly outside, so I'm pretty much just going to spend the rest of the evening sitting in the passenger seat of my Jeep, and probably just like watching YouTube on my phone or something. I have no idea. Because of the campfire ban, there's really no reason to be sitting outside in the cold. So yeah, I don't think the ban lifts until sometime in September. So, but yeah, I'm just going to basically kill some time until I'm ready to go to sleep, and then I will head up into the tent. Okay, so I am all set up in the tent. I've got this light here. This is actually pretty nice. It's a combination of LED light and fan, and it's got, I think, I can't remember what it is, but it's got a very large battery pack inside of it. And you can actually use it as a power pack. It's got USB on there, but this has come in very handy. I mainly bought it to use it for the fan feature, so on warmer nights I could just turn on the fan. But I am actually using the light for my tent light now, so works really good. Anyway, my sleeping bag is, it's not bad, but it's not rated for like freezing temperatures, and I think it's going to be pretty cold tonight. So I also have this blanket that I bought on Amazon. Nothing special, but should give me some extra warmth. And I am also wearing like a full set of clothes as well, socks and pants, because yeah, it is kind of chilly out. And got the rest of my clothes in a dry bag there, and yeah, I think that covers everything. And I've just got some basic camp pillows here. So this inflatable one really sucks on its own, so I use that as a base, and then I have this actual pillow that goes on top of it. So yeah, I think we are all set to try and get some sleep. Oh my god. Well, it's the morning. And it's raining out. Not too bad, but yeah. That awning that I've got, I'm not sure if that's really good for rain use. I do actually have a tarp as well. I might be able to put somewhere. So, yeah, I'm gonna be staying here for a little bit while I make coffee and breakfast and stuff. And I was hoping to ride the dirt bike a little bit more, but if it's still raining, I might not do that. So, yeah, well, the temperature here was actually a little bit warmer than I thought it was. It wasn't as cold as I was expecting, so it was actually still fairly comfortable. So yeah, definitely glad that I have this blanket, though. It's with just the sleeping bag, it wasn't like, it was warm enough with just the sleeping bag, but I think I prefer that comfort level of like being in a real bed. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to probably sit in the tent for a little bit longer, wait out the rain, and then I'll figure out what to do. And the condensation, yeah, it's I had this cracked open a little bit for the night, but I don't know if there's anything else I can do to help that, because I'm gonna have to wait for this to like dry out before I collapse the tent, I think, or I'll have to let it dry out when I get home. So I don't know. Oh well. Alright, so it still is raining a little bit. So what I did is I set up the tarp, and it's not really the greatest, but I mean, it works. I kind of had a lack of trees that I could tie off to over here, so one of my methods was quite ridiculous. I originally tried to tie it off to that stump there, but the angle was way off, so I just took a stick to push the rope over a little bit. It is so ridiculous, and the slightest gust of wind would just blow that right over. But um, it's not bad, I guess. And it's not heavy rain, so I don't really have to worry about it pooling up in the tarp right now. So anyway, I've got a little camp table, a chair, my stove. I'm going to get my coffee and my breakfast going here. So my setup here is pretty basic. I've got this small Trichology chair and apparently an even smaller camp table. Stop moving. This is just something I picked up on Amazon, and it is quite tiny. I probably should go with something bigger because I do have the cargo space, but yeah, I mean, it does the job. I basically just need something to hold my stove and whatnot. Now for the stove, I've got this Coleman dual fuel stove. It uses like a liquid fuel, and a lot of people, especially who are doing backpacking, use like small butane stoves or something like that. And I liked this style because I like being able to just see the fuel level whenever I want and just add fuel instead of having to carry around like an extra gas canister all the time and stuff like that. So, but this is not very lightweight. So I tried backpacking with this, and like you could tell that it was in the pack because it's extremely heavy. So, but for Jeep camping, it's no problem. But anyway, what I'm going to do is basically just boil some water. I've just got instant coffee because I don't care. I'm not a coffee snob. And I do have some like collagen protein powder that will go in the coffee. And for the actual breakfast, I've got this like random hot cereal stuff. So yeah, let's get things going. All right, so I've got the stove going, and we're gonna go ahead and get our water ready to boil. These ones are kind of strange to get going. Before you light the stove, you have to pump it like 20-25 times, and then after you light it, you gotta pump it a few more times till you see this like this flame here. I mean, if it's just like that orange flame shooting up, that's, you know, not the way it's supposed to be, but I don't know. The last time I used these was in the scouting program, like over 20 years ago. So it's it's what I was used to back in those days. So that's why I stuck with it. But eventually I will pick up a small butane one for backpacking purposes. But right now it doesn't really matter. So anyway, once I get the water boiled, we'll continue on with the coffee and the breakfast. All right, everything's ready to go. And if I take a look in here, water is boiling. Excellent. So I will turn off the stove. And totally using the scientific method of probably looks like enough. And I used way too much of the cereal here, but I wanted to finish up the rest of the package, so it's gonna be a big breakfast. And yummy, yummy coffee. I think that's probably good. And then the rest. All right. Well, I am going to sit here and enjoy my breakfast. And it's not really raining that hard at all. And there's like no water really that's in the tarp. So yeah, I think it's going pretty good so far. All right, well, as you can see, it's still raining and it's coming down a little bit harder than it was before. So I think what I'm gonna do is pack up camp and do a little bit of off-roading before I head back home. I was hoping to hop on the dirt bike again to explore some more logging roads, but obviously that's not gonna happen. So I think I might just take the Jeep and maybe explore a bit more on the logging roads around this area before I head home. So all in all, I'd say it was a successful camping trip, and usually I would not be camping on a rainy day, but this was actually my birthday as well, which is one of the reasons why I did a camping trip. So yeah, yesterday I turned 40, so that's terrific. All right, anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll do another update on the Jeep build at some point soon here, because I actually did just recently add a 2.5-inch lift as well as a bunch of other suspension components, so we will be covering that in a future video. So anyway, if you managed to make it this far, thank you for watching. See ya.